Hey friends, happy Monday. I'm so glad you're here today. We're going to be talking about adding to or taking away for self-talk.
It's time for your Monday Minute.
Today, I'm joined with Trever Shirin. He's our creative director at Mayfield Counseling Center. Some of you may have known him from previous videos. He's always doing stuff behind the camera. But along with that, he's also a therapist.
Yep.
So I thought it'd be cool to have him on today.
Yeah, and today I wanted to talk about a concept that is kind of elusive, a little bit hard to hold on to, but really changes our mindsets once we start thinking about it a little bit more. And it's this idea of when do we add to rather than take away? And I want to give a couple examples because I think that is one of the easiest ways for me to grasp the concept.
Totally, same.
And so this might be if you are struggling with some sort of addiction. Okay. The idea typically that we hear is, we'll stop that addiction, take it away. But most of the time, that addiction, no matter what it is providing you with something that is necessary for you to keep going, even if it doesn't feel that way. So let's say that a teenager is self-harming. It's providing them a sense of comfort, control, power.
Right.
It's giving them an outlet for feelings that they don't feel that they can control on their own. And so if we just take it away, all of a sudden we're left with all of those feelings, all of those needs, all of that struggle, and nothing to do with it. And so this idea is rather than focusing so much on taking things away that are hard or that are unhealthy or things like that, how can we instead add something that is healthy, that is helpful? And so back to the example of the teenager, what would it look like to add a counseling group or add some really creative journaling or even mindful coloring books or even, we're both counselors. I would say add a counselor. Like, what can you add to that situation that is then going to fill the void that is being filled with this unhealthy thing that we would normally say just take away? And in a really wonderful way, whether it's addiction or not, like this can be applied to really simple fundamental ideas of disappointment, loss, everything.
Yeah.
But now we've hopefully come to a point with that teenager where the need to self-harm isn't really there because they're satisfying that drive or that desire with something else. And then we can really safely take that away, or it just fades away on its own. Now, this is definitely a little simplistic, but I'm really trying to communicate that mindset of rather than just saying like, let's remove that or let's take that away or even let's stop that bad behavior in our kids or ourselves. Instead, what would it look like to use additive language? What can I do instead? How can I add to this situation?
Yeah, I love that. I like that example too. I think it's easy to understand that more. And I feel like when we want to take something away so much, it's almost adding shame, feeling like, oh, I'm so bad because I do this thing and everybody thinks it's bad and I should take it away and just stop, but I can't. That's really diminishing.
Yeah.
And that can go for anything. Self-harm, sure, is an extreme example. And unfortunately, something that happens a lot.
Yeah.
But like you said, with disappointment too, that can definitely be applied to.
Yeah. Even think about some really basic ideas of if you recognize that every day when you come home or your roommate or spouse or partner comes home, you get really angry or frustrated or something like that, rather than focusing on like, oh, I just got to stop being frustrated or I've got to stop being this way.
Right.
Instead, use language of like, I should try to be more kind when they come in. Because now you actually have action steps. You have something you can do rather than just like stop it. Like, because it's not helpful.
Knock it off.
But saying like, well, maybe I can give them a hug when they come in.
Yeah.
And that can communicate my kindness. Now we're adding something and we're also working towards our goal.
Right.
But with more positive language, pun intended.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I feel like I can even think of a time when in my own life I was doing a lot of negative self-talk and feeling like I just wanted to take stuff away, specifically when things get busy.
Yeah.
That's hard for me to feel like my day is so packed and I have no time to do things that I want to do. But if I had just switched my language of this is such an opportunity for growth, how can I implement something that would make me feel better, like self-care or something that I enjoy,
Totally.
it would have really changed things for me. So my challenge for you guys this week, friends, is to kind of just take a minute and think about what are some things that in situations, certain situations or with people that you are using deductive language, and instead, how can we apply some positive additive language?
Yeah.
So I hope these thoughts were helpful for you guys this week, and make the most of your opportunities throughout the rest of the week, and I'll see you next Monday.